Hello, students. To continue with the chapter Skeletal and Muscular System, we have discussed few topics like bones, skull, spine, rib cage, and now today's topic that we are going to discuss is the hands and feet. So, as you all know that we have two pairs of limbs, the forelimbs and the arms and the hind limbs or the legs. So let us see. We hold a spoon with our fingers because they allow movement and flexibility. So if you are writing with a pencil, so why is it? Because you have a hand and the fingers will allow you to hold the pencil. More than half of the bones in our body are present in our hands and feet. So you can see the picture of hand bones. There are various small bones in the hand and feet of different sizes, and there are many bones over here. So what it's given, more than half of the bones in our body are present in our hands and feet. There are 27 bones in each hand and 26 bones in each foot. So 27 in each hand and another 27 in another hand, and similarly in your feet there are 26 plus 26 bones. Now, stapes is the smallest bone in our body present in ears, and femur is the longest bone present in thigh. So, thigh, this is the femur, longest bone. Now, moving to arms and legs. Our arms are joined to the spine with the help of shoulder blade and collarbone. So you can see this is the shoulder blade, this is the arm, and this is the collarbone. So our arms are connected to the spine. If you see the picture at the top of the skeleton, you can see our arms are connected to the spine or the backbone with the this collarbone and the shoulder bone. Similarly, our leg is connected to the hip bone. Okay, so let's see. The upper arm has a long bone called humerus. So this is the humerus, upper portion of your hand is known as humerus. The lower arm has two bones called the radius and ulna. So you can see this is ulna and this is the radius. These are the two bones present in your lower arm, and the upper arm is known as humerus, and these are radius and ulna. This is radius, this is ulna. The upper arm joins the lower arm at the elbow. Now these two bones are joined at an area known as elbow. So they are joined at the elbow. Now similarly your fingers are joined to this bone, radius and ulna, and this is known as the wrist. So moving to leg, the upper leg or thigh is made up of a strong, long bone called femur or thigh bone. So this is the thigh bone. This is the longest bone or femur. Femur is the longest bone in our body. The lower leg has two bones called tibia and fibula. So you can see there are two bones. One is tibia and other is this is tibia, this is fibula. The upper leg meets the lower leg at the knee. So upper portion of the leg will meet the lower portion at the knee. And this down portion and this portion will meet at ankle. Now as we said that two bones meet at a point. Do you all know what is that point called? So why we are able to move our hands or our elbow and our knee when you are able to move your arm inward outward, similarly you are able to move your leg inward outward. So why this happens? If they were not if the if these bones were one single bone or a straight bone, then these movements could not be possible. There would have been fracture. So in our body, two or more bones are connected at a point, and they are known as joint. At a structure, they are known as joint. So the elbow and the knees, you can see, if you feel, you can see there is a joint. There are many joints in our body which enables us to move. Now, a joint is a place where two bones meet and join each other. Two bones will meet at a junction that is known as joint. Bones hold each other at joints with strong tissue called ligaments and join each other. So one bone will connect to another bone with elastic or strong tissue that is known as ligament. Now, without the help of joints, we would be like a stiff wooden doll that would neither walk nor move. If there would have been no joints, then we would have been a wooden stiff uh, person, or it would be like doll, those who that cannot move, that cannot walk, that cannot run. So we have joints which enable us to move. Different joint perform or different joints perform different type of functions. Joints hold our bones together and allow us to move. So if you move your arm, if you move your wrist, if you can move your fingers, you can move your knee, you can at the elbow, everywhere you are able to move your different parts of the body. So why is this possible? Because one bone is held or connected to another bone with the help of joint which enables us to move. Now, but there are many joints in our body, but all joints are not essential that they will move. Some joints do not allow any movement, and those type of joints are known as immovable joints. For example, so joints are classified into two types: immovable joint or fixed joint, and another is movable joint. So let us see. There are two types of joints in our body: fixed or immovable joints, and the second one is movable joints. Fixed or immovable joint consist of some of our joints, like those in our skull are fixed and do not allow any movement. So if you see at the picture of the skull, you can see that the skull, it is made up of flat bones and they are immovable. These joints are immovable. It is fixed. Now, next comes movable joints. Most of our joints are movable. They contain a liquid that makes movement easy. These joints are found mostly in our limbs, where movement is needed the most. There are different types of movable joints. So, according to our movable joints are classified into 4 types. We will see that, as we have seen, that these movable joints are found mostly in the limbs like arms and legs. So they are classified into 4 types according to your book. Let us see what are those. First is ball and socket joint. In this joint, end of one bone is round shaped, fit into hollow type bone of other. So end of one bone that is round in shape. Look at the picture, ball and socket joint. See, there are various types of joints. In your book, there are 4 types of joints that has been discussed. So let us see ball and socket. In this type of joint, the round shaped bone will fit into the hollow type bone of the other. This is found in our hip and shoulder joints. They are the most excessive use joints in the human body. They allow us to swing our arms and legs in various directions. When you want to walk, when you want to run, when you want to write, when you want to eat, whatever you are doing with your limbs, with your arms and leg. So this portion is the most important area which is used by us too much. So they allow us to swing our arms and legs in various directions. They are the most excessive used joints in our human body. So while playing cricket, the ball and socket joint of the shoulder allows the bowler to change the speed and the direction of the ball. We can swing our arms like a wheel because of ball and socket type joint. Next comes gliding joints. Gliding joints are found between the surfaces of 2 flat bones that are held together by ligaments. Some of the bones in our wrist and ankles move by gliding against each other. So this type of joints are found between the wrist and ankle, and they allows movement in all direction. If you touch your wrist, you can see as it is found in the wrist and ankle. Or if you try to move your wrist, you can see that it is movable because of the gliding joint. These joints are found between the, if you feel your arm, the lower arm, you can see the flat area there. It is held between the flat bones and with the help of ligaments, and some of bones in our wrist and ankles move by gliding against each other. So it will allow your movement, in your hand movement in all direction. This is the gliding joint. Next comes hinge joint. Hinge joints are also strong but allow backward and forward movement at a time. Knee and elbow are hinge joints. It allows movement like the opening and closing of a hinge door, but in one direction. So now a hinge joint allows only back and forth movement such as bending and straightening. This joint is like the hinges in a door that can open and it can be closed. That is only in one direction. If you see your lower arm, you can see it will go, your arm will go, the lower portion will go up and touch your shoulder, and it can come down. Similarly, your lower feet will also go back and it will come straight forward. So this type of joint which allows only one way movement, that is like the door or the window, these are known as hinge joint. So it is present in the uh, knee and elbow, which allows movement like the opening and closing of a hinge door, that is in one direction. Next comes pivot joint, is a joint between our head and neck and also joins two vertebrae. So two vertebrae are fixed in the skull, are attached to the skull. It allows us to turn our head side by side and also upward and downward. If you move your head, you can see that in this joint it helps your allows your head to turn sideways, up and down. So what happens in this joint? A rounded or uh, this bone, the vertebrae fits over the skull, and it is found between the skull and the first two vertebrae of your backbone. So hip pivot joint is found over here. So these are the four types of joint, that is four types of movable joints, and they are ball and socket found in the hip and shoulder, gliding joint found in your wrist and ankle, hinge joint found in your knee and elbow, and pivot joint found in the neck. You will know more about these as you move to higher classes. So today we come to the end of the skeletal system. In the next class, we will move to the muscular system. Till then, take care and goodbye.